economic freedom fighters have taken their commemorations to the historic area of Sharpeville. This is where more than 69 people were killed on this day in 1960 when residents took to the streets protesting over the oppressive past laws. Newzroom Afrika's Mbali Thethani is there for us. Mbali, we know that a lot of the talk has been around people saying they feel forgotten and only remembered on Human Rights Day. What's happening on the ground as the EFF has gathered, hoping to make their messages heard?
You're certainly right, and of course we are coming from you from Zomo Dam here in Sharpeville, of course. So this is where the EFF have taken their part of the commemoration for Human Rights Day. Of course, we continue to see a number of people trickling in despite the rainy weather on this day. But of course, just to give you a bit of insight in terms of why the EFF has selected Zomo Dam, we are joined by Sinawa Tambo. He is the spokesperson of the EFF. Why have you selected this part of this town to celebrate Human Rights Day?
So upon our engagements with the people of Sharpeville, they advised us that they appreciate our intervention in terms of clearing up this area, because when we did our own investigations, we were told that Zomo Dam is a significant site in terms of what happened to the people of Sharpeville. When they were shot, they were running in this direction, and of course their blood flowed towards the dam on what was a day where there was sunshine yet there was rain. So they told us the significance of this place as a place of heritage for them, where the blood of those who were slain by the brutal apartheid regime was soaked up in a way as if they were going back to the earth from which they came. So that is the significance of Zomo Dam in terms of the EFF's selection of the venue. We have an appreciation of the historical role, not only of Sharpeville, but of this particular site in terms of its spiritual interaction with our people.
And of course, I understand that you will be calling on for government to make this some sort of heritage site, so that on a day like this, the country also gets to commemorate this part of Sharpeville.
Absolutely. I mean, the condition we found Zomo Dam in was despicable. The grass was unkept, and there was no maintenance of the area at all. And it's a heritage site where people's lives were lost. So it shows that the government of the day not only has no appreciation of heritage, but no appreciation of the importance and significance of land. Because they didn't maintain this site, so they have no relationship with the history that this site marks. But I think that is a deliberate attempt, because the African National Congress was not part of the 1960 Defiance campaign. And as a result, they disregard anything related to it. And that is why specifically they refer to it as Human Rights Day, because they were not part and parcel of it. In fact, they publicly distanced themselves from the 1960 Defiance campaign, which was led by the PAC and Robert Mangaliso Sobu. So their disregard for this place and not recognizing it for its significance, which these people of Sharpeville put close to their hearts, shows in terms of how they regard this place itself.
And what can we expect from the EFF? We understand that EFF leader Julius Malema will be delivering an address to the supporters who have made their way here on a rainy day.
Yes, so the Commander-in-Chief and President of the EFF will be addressing at 12 and basically separating lies from the truth in terms of what is the content and meaning of Sharpeville. So we observe it as Sharpeville Day, not Human Rights Day, because when you rename an event which is constituted by defiance, you strip it of its significance and you strip it of its meaning. So the EFF is taking this 21st of March back to its original meaning, which is one of defiance, and of course one where Africans stood up against the apartheid regime, which sought to regulate their movement in the land of their birth. So we call it Sharpeville Day, and of course we'll continue to call it that until it seeps into the consciousness of our people, because we must observe this day and honor our people, because the government of the day has an obsession with celebrating genocidal, racist and colonialists by putting their statues in sites of significance, putting the stem in our national anthem. So we have to reverse the tragedy and pain that they are inflicting on the history of our liberation, which the ANC thinks it has the sole custody of, and it's not true. We must speak truth to power and put it directly and categorically that the biggest international outrage in terms of liberation struggle protest was led by Robert Mangaliso Sobukwe, and history must never erase him and forget him for his role in liberating this country. This country was not liberated by the ANC alone. There were multiple key figures in the struggle for liberation, and Sharpeville was one moment which put our struggle against apartheid onto an international stage.
Thank you very much. Of course, that is Sinawo Tambo then for just talking about the significance of Human Rights Day and saying that as the EFF, they continue to commemorate and mark it as Sharpeville Day, just to observe and, of course, pay tribute to those who passed away on this day 62 years ago. Now, of course, they say that they've chosen Zomo Dam because they believe that it was the blood of those who participated in that protest against those past laws, whose blood then spilled to this specific dam, and they've been making an appeal to government